What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make Playtime Co., the new one. This is part 11, and in this one we're going to be finishing off everything, which is really just the parking lot here, along with this little P that we just never did for some reason. And I'll be explaining how I did the road. I won't necessarily go over it in full detail, and I don't really feel like making it as long as I did here, as you can see. But, yeah, that is going to be the gist of it. So that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. So before we do anything, I want to do that little P that is just, like, chilling here on the little front pavement area, because I know I'm going to forget it if we don't do it immediately. So for that, you just want to start off by getting out polished black stone stairs, block of coal, black banner, a singular one, loom, a few red dye, and I want to say one black dye, if I can remember the pattern correctly, which I think I should be. Good. So, this has a 2-block center, and we're making a 1-block centered letter, so, you know, just kind of pick and choose. I pick the left half of the middle door here, and I'm going to trace it all the way out to the second to last sandstone, and I'm going to break it and replace it with a polished black stone stair facing forward. Again, it doesn't really matter which side it is, just pick one. Behind that, you'll break in and place a block of coal, and then that block of coal will be surrounded in polished black stone stairs, all facing away from it. Now's a good time to smack your loom probably aggressively on the floor, I don't know why I always say that, and put in your black banner along with some red dye, and you want to start with the line down the right side with red, which is pale sinister. Put in your singular black dye and do the full bottom half as black, which is perfect inverted. Put back in your red and do line down left, which is pale, I want to say Dexter? Yeah, and then line across the top and across the middle, which is Chief Fess and Fess. You then place that on the block of coal facing directly forward. It's also a backwards P from the back in case anybody cares. I guess that kind of is actually relevant though, because like you can obviously see it from the back. The black is just supposed to be not there, it's supposed to be hollow, but you know, you can't really do that in Minecraft. You can clear your inventory anyway now and get out the following: gray concrete, white concrete, smooth sandstone slabs, podzol, I guess andesite? Andesite seems to be the one, yeah. Andesite walls, dark oak fences. Oh, we're not gonna have enough, that's unfortunate. Dark oak fence gates, and we'll go with flower pot, I guess. So, starting from, we're going to say the leftmost sandstone here. You want to take this one, and you want to extend it out with 7 gray concrete. If you've made my parking lots before in the city builds, it should be fairly familiar. It's a little bit different because it has medians and stuff, but the spacing is the same. Beyond that, you'll place, I'm going to place a podzol, because just, yeah, and I'll place a smooth sandstone slab on top. I will extend that smooth sandstone slab back by 16. And so you kind of want to keep this pattern going of the 7 gray concrete and 16 smooth sandstone slabs as far as you want. I have it to where you're ending on gray concrete, but I have 4 rows of these. It is 17 slabs in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gray, then 17 slabs, including that first one. And yeah. And again, I want 4 of these. It's a large parking lot, so, you know, it is definitely, I think, reasonable to make it smaller, but you do have to also consider how big the facility itself is, because, you know, it's quite large, for sure. So you should end up with this. I would recommend copying this from the sandstone on the far right, I think. Let me confirm that it's actually symmetrical. Yeah, okay, it is. With the same pattern going on. I'm actually going to remove the original puzzle. It was kind of just a placeholder, and I don't really feel like I want it there, so... Not that it matters, you won't see it anyway, but still. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I was going to try to not count that, but... as you can tell, that was a horrible idea. I think I'm 1 off there. I'll measure with the back of this just to confirm that I'm not screwing anything up here. And I'm good, yeah, okay. Always just have to be sure. we'll make sure to do the, like, marking before we actually start filling with this amount, because just in case, you know, you do end up getting a number wrong. And yeah. And again, I'll just check from the back here and make sure that the numbers are in line. You see that's 409 on the X, and this is also 409 on the X. Nice. And yeah, it should give you this. And again, beyond this last one, if you want to place a smooth sandstone slab, you absolutely can. Just one singular one, because that is where the end will be, and I guess it is kind of nice to have that. From this point, voice crack, I'm going to take to the outside of these, which is, you know, going to be that way. And off of the rows of 17 slabs, I'm going to basically, well, I'll bring the gray concrete over to start, just so we have something to work with. But I'm going to take the slabs and do the following pattern going across. It'll be a white concrete, 3 gray, white, 3 gray, white, 3 gray, white, 3 gray, and then a white. Just that pattern over and over again. And yeah, I'm gonna not probably do the entire parking lot. Like, okay, let me, I guess, reiterate that, because that doesn't exactly, not exactly what I mean. I'm gonna explain how all of it goes, but because a lot of it is repeating patterns, I'm just gonna kind of leave you to do most of it, because I don't really feel the need to do the entire thing, because that's gonna take a lot longer than you realize. But I'll explain every aspect that's important, which includes the, obviously the spacing is what we'll start with, but like texturing of the different things. And yeah, I think that's really it, just the texturing. And obviously the road. And I guess I'll bring this end slab over by one, since, you know, just one little lone slab. So, each white concrete you can extend over by 4. And then it'll be from there, it'll be 7 gray concrete. And then, no, actually, I almost just told you the wrong thing. It'll be 5 white concrete. And then another smooth sandstone slab from there. Yeah, I just, like, struggled with that for some reason. And so, before we do all of that, and fill that all in, you should have that pattern. And the rest of the gray is just gray to the same point. Making sure you know where the rows of 7 are, because, you know, those will end up going as far as the slabs. Now, if you do take these rows of slabs, and you want to extend, I guess, the front and back of them towards the center by 2, which will be, you know, left or right, and then you'll essentially connect those N1s together to just create this little, I guess it's a 3 by 17. And it'll give you this little 1 block in the center. This is really like the main other aspect that we need to know, because, you know, once we have this, then everything will kind of just slide into place better. And so each of them you will do this with as you make the median. So basically, I said 1 smooth sandstone slab here because you're obviously leaving the middle open. If you use an end one like I did here, you will just end up doing 3 slabs and then connecting it all. But that's kind of just depends on how you do it. And yeah, I'll bring these in, and then I want to go inward instead here, because I do feel like it's important to point out what happens on the inside, because it's a little different, obviously. And so is, I guess, the far outside, but we're not quite worried about that yet, because, well, we're ways away from that. On both sides, if you take the front row of slabs, we're going to go towards each other. You're going to be a block under, obviously, because it's the slabs. And you want to place 5 white concrete, 7 gray, 5 white, and then 3 smooth sandstone slabs a block up. From both of these, I'm just gonna go with the front corner because it makes the most sense. So 5, 7, 5, and then I guess 3 slabs since we're on the front, yeah. And you'll notice you're left with, I want to say it's 8 blocks in the middle. I'm gonna actually go down diagonal, I'll place this gray concrete and count it, 5, 6, 7, 8, and yeah, it's a row of 8. Because we have a 2 block center, it either had to be 6 or 8, and I would rather go larger than smaller because it just makes more sense. Honestly, like, you can kind of inference the rest of that. I'm not going to make you, obviously. But, so, if we take these front medians here, this row of slabs just to the left of the center, It'll be basically, I guess, the two that don't have the white on the inside. You want to just note that going out, you want in total on either side 4 of these medians. So it's actually a 4x4 square. So you see 1, 2, and then if I keep the pattern going over here, so this will be 4 additional white since we already have one. 7 gray, 5 white, and then 3 smooth sandstone slabs a block up. Then back down, it'll be 5 white, 7 gray, 5 white, and then 3 smooth sandstone slabs above that. And you see 1 is that one, 2, 3, 4. And then I am going to actually copy the pattern again. 2, 3, 4, 5 white, 7 gray, 5 white. But this time at the end, I'll just place a single smooth sandstone slabs. Slabs? Sure, we'll go with that. Now, that's kind of just to help us in a second here, but again, you want to make sure you have the same thing on the other side. So, to the right of this row of 8, it'll be 1, 2, and then if I just keep this going, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll be 3 here, and then 4 here, I think? I lost count. 1, 2, yeah, 4. And then I'll do the pattern again. And then end with a smooth sandstone slab. Those singular slabs, I guess you can connect forward into the actual build, and you want to essentially bring them back, and I told you earlier to place a slab at the very back. You want to connect into those, basically. And you see if I go all the way back, I'll just, like, kind of trace this one, or go back to this one, and then bring it over, and they should meet at a point at some point in time. Oh, I was actually so close. And I will connect these back middle ones together just for now. We'll have to destroy a little bit of it for the road, but I'm not really worried about that because I'd rather just have it all marked size-wise. And again, I'll take this one, and I'll kind of see where that slab is. It's like about there. And then I'll bring this forward. And this will just help us be able to do a couple other little things. But I will walk you through a lot of still it, because obviously you could technically inference and figure it out, but that'd be lame if I would just be like, yeah, good luck, guys. So yeah, that's the size of the parking lot. A little bit large, just a little bit. So at the front, well, before we do that actually, at the sides, where you have the rows of 5 white concrete that are up against the smooth sandstone slab perimeter, you want to bring them forward and backward with 3 gray, white, 3 gray, white, etc. And you just want to keep that going. And I believe you should end on 3 gray on both the front and back. And you want to just go all the way along this side. And you'll want to bring this out the 4 additional rows, so it's 5. And yeah. I would also be confirming that your rows are all 5 and stuff, just like as you go. I mean, you should probably notice if something gets screwed up, but especially like as we mark just with 1 row and then go from there, like, you know, it's definitely, I think, a potential for something to go horrendously wrong. So I guess try not to do that. I know that's sometimes easier said than done, but oh, this is just splendid for my fingers. This feels so great. Okay. Almost there. Hopefully. Okay, yeah. And so it should kind of look like this. And then again, each of those are getting brought out by 4 or whatever until this point. And yeah. 13 minutes in, not bad. I feel like at this point you can kind of inference the rest, but again, I'm still going to kind of walk through, at least getting all the medians in place. And just like the rows of white, and then I can just tell you how to fill in the rest. This would also be a really good one to like make a third or like a quarter of it maybe, and then structure block it a bunch, because it just takes forever. I ended up doing that with the texturing. I just literally structure blocked it and mirrored it because I wasn't dealing with all that, frankly. Although this is also longer than 2 structure blocks. It's like, for like 150 blocks. It's not that much longer. But I remember I needed another structure block file for it to work, which was kind of annoying. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, I kind of just want to get like the perimeter stuff laid out, and then we'll worry about the center after that. So like after we fill the sides out, we'll do a little bit at the front and back, and then kind of start hitting you with some of the stuff in the middle. Probably tell you the light pattern on the medians first. Do we need everything still? We would, yeah. It's always unfortunate. Okay. Surely we're almost there, right? Oh, Lord. I mean, not that far off, I guess. Still further off than I'd like to be. You could also do all of the white concrete lines first, and then just slash fill with gray. That would take more than one slash fill, probably. I think it even took more than one for me. Or it might have been when I was filling around the parking lot with the grass. I don't remember. But I remember something around, like, in this particular part. Took more. Did I not fill that far enough? Hold on. I feel like I didn't. 1, 2, 3. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. And then I'll do the other side again the same. Although I think I am going to do the slash fill trick over here. To where I'm just going to bring the white out the 4 blocks. And then just fill the rest with gray because it's so much faster than placing every single block by hand. I would advise, if you are familiar with slash fill, to do the same because, you know, a lot of this. Why does that door look fake? I'm looking at the walls like there, and they just don't look right for some reason. I don't know why. So again, I'll take this block and I'll make sure I'm in the right spot. Copy that, and then I'll just go to the back. Just make sure I'm in line. That would be helpful. Of course, I had to dodge that, so I'll go here, over. Keep. Nice. From this point, you can, I guess on all sides, actually, left and right included, you can place 7 rows of gray concrete extending in. And again, slash fill might be useful here. I'm going to take this front corner, and yeah, I am going to slash fill this, I think, because I might as well. Just to speed it up a little bit, because we are already nearly 20 minutes in for the parking lot, and, you know, there's a lot left to, I guess, talk about with it. Blank. Okay, why are you 2 rows thick? You know what? I don't want to know. Oh, I guess because I was when I... Never mind. That might have been... Yep, okay, that's fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I knew it because I pressed shift a little bit. When I tried to hit the slash key, I, like, pressed the side of shift. It's like, it's definitely going to fill lower, but it doesn't matter that much anyway, so... Just live with it. Underscore concrete. Don't really have to do keep or anything here either because, you know, it's already, should all just be gray anyway. It's not like we're worrying about anything in the middle. Will this work? It should work. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And nice. It should look like this. From this point, again, I think you should be able to inference this. You just want to bring these slabs and the... you know, everything back. Now, I'm gonna bring, like, just this one back, and again, you'll see how this kind of will all line up, and I guess the best thing I can tell you is if you take the gray rows and just, like, extend them all the way through, just the rows of 7 gray, and you kind of extend them, you know, along, it'll almost box in everything for you, and, yeah, you'll just be left with pretty much the rows of slabs to... put, I guess in the center of it would be, right? Yeah, the slabs in the center, which if you have them marked at the front here, just bring them back and then have the white on either side. Or you count in 5 white on either side and then just place the 3 slabs in the middle. But, yeah, and you kind of see how that basically boxes out each individual parking lot section, I guess, and... it'll just be easier to fill that way because you can kind of see exactly where you would need the white lines and the slabs to go. And then again, you could even, like, I guess I'll show you an example here where I won't actually have the section. I'll just, like, bring this gray back a little bit, and then I'll bring the other gray across and marking off, I guess both sections. I don't really know. It doesn't matter that much. It's just the point to show you 1, 5, 6, 7. And so again, I'll bring this across, and yeah, I'll go to the next one because I don't have the other row, so I'll box off this guy right here. And I guess I'll just do both, whatever. And I think this will kind of show you the best way to kind of explain it, or how I would go about filling it if you're looking at it like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Just the rows of 7, gray everywhere. And then basically when you have these rectangles, you're just going to go front to back on either side and place a white, 3 gray, white, 3 gray, white, 3 gray, white, 3 gray, white on both sides. And then bring each of those blocks in by 4. And it should leave you with a 3-block spacing in the center, which you probably know what to do with that. Just like this. And then for the texturing, I'll probably do the road first, and then I'll explain texturing. Just because, yeah. And then so again, from this point, you're just kind of tracing the rest of the inside with smooth sandstone slabs. The one area I do think, if you're gonna kind of just do all of this after, because you definitely could do all of it after the video, fill in the center row, like the 8 rows of gray, and just fill them back, along with maybe having the medians at the back there, just so you can kind of make out the back row a little bit better. Or I guess the back center, I should say, because the road is in line with it perfectly. And it'll definitely be helpful, Lord. Words are hard. How many more is it? Looks like it's 2 more after this row. Yeah, 2 more. Oh my god, nice. That is not nice, though. Ow. I don't know why I said ow. That didn't really hurt. I just kind of said it. So yeah, there you go. And again, I guess I'll add the little medians at the back here. Maybe these will be our example ones. Who knows? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. Sure hope that was right. I kind of didn't count that normally. Normally I don't even like count it out loud like that. Like I just count it by the 3s, but anyway. Yeah, and again, it'll look more full than this, obviously, but you know, this is a good example right here. This median is tagging it. Well, I guess it's not done. There's a hole in it, but you know, and it'll be a whole lot of that. Now, speaking of the medians, I kind of want to show you which are these smooth sandstone slabs, by the way. I guess I should probably explain that. I want to show you how to do the lampposts for them. So, I would get rid of, like, gray concrete because it's at the front, and get out wither skeleton skulls for this as well. But you want to fill within the smooth sandstone slabs a block down, just fill them in with Ponzel, which will be in line with the rest of the parking lot. From the front and back of that, if you count to the 4th Ponzel in, you'll place an andesite, and they should be, what are they? There's a 7-block gap between them. Extend either andesite block up with an andesite wall, and then from there you will extend up with 6 dark oak fence. The top dark oak fence will be brought left and right with dark oak fence gates that'll just kind of, you know, connect to it. And then off of the sides of those fence gates, if you're looking at the like short end of it here, you want to crouch and place a wither skeleton skull off the side. If you can't figure out how to crouch and, you know, not go down, you can press like whatever your fly up and fly down button is at the same time, which should just be crouch and jump. And yeah. Although I know on, well, I guess on console there is the separate controls for it. Anyway, on top of the top dark oak fence, you'll also place a flower pot. That is those done. That's really what you need from them. And yeah, again, if you do need that reiterated, you can just go back in the video. I don't really feel like saying it 1,000 times because, you know, there's a lot of these. And again, you could always use structure block the area if you are familiar with structure blocks, but I know that's kind of a different conversation. So what we can do now is, I want to talk about the road briefly along with the stuff around the road. So if you take the center between these two medians at the back here. Again, you want to make sure you are centered. If you look forward, you'll be kind of in this area. You know, I mean, if you're, like, here, you know you're off. If you're near the cyan sections, you know you're off. You want to be basically near the center door. And where each of these 8 middle gray concretes are, you're breaking these smooth sandstone slabs behind them. In addition to one more out on the left and right. I'm going to clear my inventory for a second here and get out the following. Smooth quartz slabs, which we'll use for blocks. Pale oak slabs. Mangrove slabs. Polished deep slate. Dark oak signs. Oak fence. Whatever you want your floor material to be, which will either be grass or moss blocks, or if you wanted to do like podzol or something, you absolutely could. I'm just going to go grass because it's easier. And we'll go smooth sandstone slabs, and I guess gray concrete. We'll have to get rid of something for the bamboo stairs, but that's fine. So at the left and the right here inside of these smooth sandstone slabs, in a block you'll place a smooth quartz block with a slab on top. Moving in from the block on either side, you'll place an upside down pale oak slab, upside down mangrove slab, and then another upside down pale oak slab. Extend the smooth quartz block on either side just back as far as you want with smooth sandstone slabs. This will be for the road. I'll go to like there maybe. I don't really feel like I need to go that far out. And I guess if you have a road you're connecting into, then, you know, just go to that point. But I don't really want to go that far forward because I don't want to be filling for the rest of my life. Now, where the grass will come in is over here kind of in the corner. Essentially, if you're looking towards the road, you're looking away from Playtime Co., you'll head to the right, and in the very corner of slabs here, you'll place a grass block, a down block. Yes, a block down. You'll go back one and then right one, and place 2 polished deep set on that block. Place a dark oak sign off the left of that polished deep set and an oak fence behind it, I guess, like so. Get rid of your grass blocks, and I'm going to move my smooth sandstone slabs forward and get out bamboo stairs. I want them next to the gray concrete. And first thing you want to do is fill the gray concrete back arrow. And then in the center 2 rows, you want to place... The bamboo stairs are going to face outwards, so basically away from each other in these rows. And you want to go back from either of these gray concretes with the following pattern. Basically infinitely, or as far as you want. 4 bamboo stairs, gray concrete. 4 bamboo stairs, gray concrete. 4 bamboo stairs, gray concrete. And you want to keep that going... again, until you basically reach as far as you want to go. And again, slash fill will definitely be, or not slash fill, structure blocks will be your friend here. Although I would go really like a certain number of the pattern. Wow, that's cringe. You know what, I am going to go a little bit further. Screw it, I'll go 2 blocks further just so I end on a gray. But you could absolutely do like a pattern of, say like 5 of these, maybe or 6 of these, and then just continually structure block it. That will obviously, whoopsies, that will obviously screw with your texturing a little bit. But I guess you could always structure block the texturing, and nobody will know. I mean, it's noticeable, I think, but it's not that noticeable. And then the rest you'll just fill in with gray concrete, the 3 rows to the left and right. It's not like, I guess it's insanely noticeable when you copy texturing. But again, like, if you look hard enough, you'll definitely see it. Just, I don't think the average person is gonna examine that closely, but like, I remember noticing once on somebody's map, because I was like, did you place all of that by hand? And I like, eventually could see the repeating pattern, but it also depends on how long you do it for that to really matter. Anyway, yeah, that's the road pattern. Now, I mean, that's pretty much it. Now, for texturing, I do want to talk about that. I'll show it on the other one rather than doing it on this one. The only thing I will do is for the bamboo stairs here, I want to show this, like, actually hands-on. You need birch stairs and polished deep set stairs. And the lines here are kind of faded, so what I essentially ended up doing was just placing... Whoopsies, that was not what I meant to do. Placing birch stairs in place of some of the bamboo stairs on, you know, some of them. Not necessarily all of them. Some of them you can leave open, and some of them you can have a lot. If you have one like this, where you have a like an isolated bamboo stair, you can actually replace it with a polished deep slate stair to, you know, make it kind of fade out even more. And yeah, this is kind of just, again, to make it look faded. And if you want, just having these polished sheepside stairs surrounded by birch stairs, just to kind of give you a little bit of a, it's not really a gradient, it's a really bad gradient. It's like if I tried to paint a gradient, it would just not go well, right? But it gets the point across. So you're just kind of doing that on all of them, and I'll show that more in the original. As for the area around Playtime Co., I feel like this is better to show on the other one than to do anything else, right? For some reason, it's not as my PlayStation name right now. Look, as a 2, because it's me again. Anyway. So we started, and this was a horrible mistake. Do not do it this way. We started by having it grass and placing moss and just bone mealing the moss and going around. We quickly discovered that would take, like, I think there were 5 or 6 of us. It was gonna take, like, still 3 hours. So we ended up on some portions of the side, we just filled the whole thing with moss and then just went around spamming bone meal on that to get these plants and stuff. It's definitely not, the most optimal thing as far as, you know, frame rate is concerned, but it gets the thing done. And if you plant any trees, we did that a lot with the azaleas on accident, just turn them into trees, we removed them. And then you have the big forest around, which I made the tiles for, which are under the map if you've downloaded this map, and just copy pasted them infinitely, and went back afterwards and just roughed up the edges and placed some more trees, so it wasn't so perfect. Although you can notice, actually, from above, because of the way that I did it, you can definitely see the squares. Like, you can, especially this one right here, you can make out the edges of it. Which is a little annoying, but it is what it is. And we got a river out there as well. This really became more than just Playtime Co. as a project. It was everything. And as for the texturing of the, you know, stuff itself, these got the, just, you know, the smooth quartz treatment. The pale oak and mangrove stayed the same. And then all of the gray concrete got for some reason, the second gray concrete treatment, which is mud, netherite, block of netherite, I should say, basalt, smooth basalt, and gray wool in that order. And, you know, you try to keep it fairly spread out. I have a couple areas where it's clustered at the front. Like, you see there's one over there, and I think there's one over here as well. Yeah, because it is mirrored. Like that. It's like I don't know, make it look more banged up in that area or something. For the white concrete, I used clay, diorite, pale oak planks, white wool, and calcite. And by the end of it, almost no white concrete's left. The clay is supposed to be faded white concrete, like as it's, you know, the color's fading out and it's going to gray. Do what you want with that, I guess. You could do, like, some fully clay and kind of... If I have clay most of the time, you'll see there's another block next to it. That one's a weird exception. But, like, okay, that one, I guess. Maybe I'm just lying about that one. But, yeah, you see, like, there is kind of some sort of gradient there. I try to do gradients in these things, like, very, very minor ones. And you'll see here on the actual base build with it, there are a lot of the times there will be texturing around it as well. Before it'll go back into being, you know, mainly red or whatever. But, yeah, that's kind of how the parking lot was done. And, again, I did mirror this. As for the smooth sandstone slabs, I textured them with regular sandstone slabs, birch slabs, and endstone brick. The sandstone's only visible from the side, so I wouldn't really worry about that too much if you don't want to, but these two definitely are important, along with the base sandstone in front of the build. The light poles, or whatever the hell these things are, I textured the dark oak fence with nether brick fence, and the andesite will either be cobblestone or, in some cases, mossy cobblestone. Can I find one? Here's one. That's mossy. So yeah, take what you will from that, but overall, it is kind of just doing what you want. You see we also have some firefly bushes scampered around, but yeah, I'd honestly, like, just have fun with the surrounding details of this. I tried to make something out of it and make it a little bit more, you know, big and, I guess, grand than the build itself even necessarily needed to be. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, even though it was painful to do the moss. That was probably, I think, my least favorite part. But yeah, and if you have the map downloaded, you know, there's Easter eggs and stuff in the forest as well that we added. Because, again, I wanted to make this, like, the main thing in this map, even over really the interior of it. Like, I think if you took anything out of Mascot Horror Havoc so far, this would probably be the one thing that, like, is the big thing that you would look at, I guess. But, yeah, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the entirety of Playtime Co. complete. Again, just have fun with it. Do what you want. Change the build, add sections, add an interior. Another suggestion I would give is where the pit room pops up. Essentially, when you cover the ground, it'll be more than what I have here. But you'll be like 10 blocks probably below the surface, or like 20. You see I'm literally up against it because I brought it as high as I could. Oh, I do have a block of space still. You could absolutely bring up this like shape and create something on the surface where it is. You know, just... And even if you wanted to like somehow bring a section of the build out to it, you could. Obviously, there might be better positions than that to have it, but that's just where mine ended up laying out. And anyway, yeah, once you're done, ladies and gentlemen, that is officially Playtime Code complete. And again, if you do any custom stuff with it, feel free to send images in the Discord or wherever, I guess. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, finally, that's enough of me rambling. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Hey, look, it's there.